I am bringing you here a level of reality that you haven't heard before. And it is a level of reality because it's in the Osea world. And the Osea world is the gematria of 385. We'll hold that aside for a moment. My angel was always Michael. 40 years ago, when I was a tennis player, I peaked at 101 in the world. I always wondered why I was 101. People always say, oh, did you make the top 100? Well, I never made the top, or in anything. Or did you break into the top 100? I was 101. 101 has a fabulous gematria and meaning in Judaism. It's the number of blasts of the shofar. It's 100 plus 1. It's the initials of Adam Kadmon, Aleph, Kuf, 1 and 100. And it means more than a completion, which is 100. So, but going from there, so even 30 years ago, 140 years ago, 101 was a number for me. And then, as I got into Judaism, Michael is like the major angel for Judaism because he's the transporter of souls, so to speak. And he's always around for important things in the Jewish opus. So that's my angel. My angel was always Michael as we developed. And Michael is on the right hand and Gabriel is on the left on Shabbos. The two angels that accompany you. The parallel to Michael would be Samael. The opposite of Michael is Samael, because Samael is the consort of Lilith, and another name for Satan, and the snake in the Garden of Eden. And Samael is 131, which actually is a gematria for Ophan, of the Ophanim. But that's a whole other story. So as I do more work on this, I've done this before, but it's coming to the head now that I'm doing about the sexuality in Gan Eden. Because the sexuality in Gan Eden is that Lilith was with Samael. Samael rides on Lilith. And Samael is like the husband of Lilith. And I just did a gematria on some of this because Lilith is gematria 480 and Samael is 131. That comes out to be 611, which is Torah. So these are strange gematriot. I mean, why would the Sitra Akra, they're the Adam and Eve of the Sitra Akra. Samael and Lilith. So let me get into the meat of this. If I do the full gematria of Michael, Mem 80, Yud 20, you do the whole thing, it comes out to be 385. And then I did the full gematria of Samael. Samek is 120, Mem 80, it's 200, Aleph 111, and Lamed 74, that's also 385. The full potentia of Michael is 385. The full potentia of Samael is 385. This equation of these two numbers makes them in potentia the same angel. It's two views, this parallax view of the same angel. Michael and Samael are the same angel. Different names, at different times, for different energies. It's actually brought down it says here in reading about this, that Irenaeus said that the Ophites, I think it's a Christian group or something, gave the Nahash a double name. Michael, Samael. So the Nahash for them had a double name. Now it's brought down that Samael, as the Nahash, had sex with Eve and produced Cain. So wouldn't it be funny if this double name, if this double angel of Michael and Samael were one? That means that Michael is the father of Cain. He had sex with Eve and was the father of Cain. And Michael is known to be the angel of Yisrael, of the Jewish people. So wouldn't it be funny if Michael, at this 101 level, was the origin of Jewish people? Michael's a transporter of souls. Everybody knows that. Brings them up to heaven. Michael had sex and impregnated Hava with Cain. There's other gematria here that we should look at about this unity of Michael and Samael. First of all, the word Samael means Sam, which is a strange word because it means poison. It also means medicine, drug. And again, there's double entendre here. A positive and negative, a kedusha and a sitra akra, a holiness and the other side. And the letters are interesting too because they're the two surrounding letters of Samech and Mem. Especially a psalm, it's a final Mem. And those are the two surrounding lights. The first surrounding light is Samech, and the second surrounding light is the Mem. And in itself, those could be 660, but in itself, Samech and Mem is 100. But here, if we take Michael as 101 and Samael as 131 and add them together, and this is the great secret, we add them together. That's why the name it's a double name. Michael, Samael, the holy angel and the negative angel. That's one. The two as 101 for Michael and 131 for Samael. That comes out to be 232. 232. is the gematria of the four names of Yud, He, Vav, He. 72, 63, 45, and 52 is 232. So it's Yud, He, Vav, He in all its four worlds. This is amazing. And nobody's really ever brought this down. It's a Hiddush. And that's why it's the Nahash, because the Nahash is 358, and that's also Mashiach. It's a double. In the same way, Mikael and Samael is a double into the divine name. If you negative this, if you negative the 101 from the 131, you get 30, Lamed. And this 30, this Lamed, especially right now, because I'm doing it during the 30 days of Adar 1, these miraculous days that are intercalculated in. This Lamed is the only level that goes above the line, and quite frankly, the Lamed is the letter of Rod Lo. The 30, the three Sephirot in Rod Lo, each having 10, it's 30. 30 is in Rod Lo. Lamed is in Rod Lo, and it points to Rod Lo because it's the only letter that goes above the roof of the letters. Just like Kuf is the letter that goes below. Just like Adam Kadmon, which is the highest level, has a Kuf to go below. Lamed here, the difference between Samael and Mikael is 30, and that's the Lamed, and this is the miraculous 30, which is the days of the Nazir, and is Yud-K, Vav-K plus 4 letters. So the transporter of souls is Mikael, and the destroyer of souls as Samael. And the two together spell 770, 385 and 385, 770, which is a big name in the Lubavitcher. That's 770. It's where their organization headquarters is. In a certain sense, I think this year is 779. If you take the 770 plus the 4 letters of Samael and the 5 letters of Mikael, and that's 779. So it's appropriate. I'm just going to see what else I just had here this morning. There's plenty of knowledge about how Samael wrestled with Yaakov and things like that. But the major thing that I want to say here is when they say that Samael impregnated Eve. But if I tell you that Samael and Mikael are the same angel, then Mikael impregnated Eve. If Mikael impregnated Eve, this changes the whole ball game here. And so these are some gematria of just some names that I'm equating the two angels, Mikael and Samael. And these relationships in these highest realms, because what I'm interested in is the sexuality in Gan Eden. You see? And the relationships in Gan Eden between Samael and Lilith, and Michael and and Samael and Lilith and Adam and Eve, and what these relationships were. And so what I'm adding here is another participant in this. I'm adding Michael as a participant in the sexuality of Gan Eden.